Hello there, I'm Jimmy Vegas, and today I want to take you through my entire physical Xbox collection. I'll probably give a 10-15 second review on each game as well if we go through it. Also, I am actively collecting for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, but I am not actively collecting for the original Xbox at the moment. So, let's start with the one and only game I have for the original Xbox, and that is Shenmue 2. I love Shenmue. Shenmue is brilliant. I used to have it on Dreamcast, Shenmue 1 and 2, but I stupidly sold it years ago before I started kind of collecting a lot of games. So Shenmue 2, absolutely love it. Next up is Assassin's Creed, and obviously there is going to be a couple of Assassin's Creed games here. I like the Assassin's Creed probably more than most people. Not my favourite. It isn't my favourite. And yes, I know it is a bit repetitive, but I think it was a good way to start a whole new franchise for Ubisoft. Next is Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm sure you can guess what's going to come up in the next couple of games. Assassin's Creed 2 is a really, really good one. Absolutely love it. It was this game that got me into the Assassin's Creed franchise. Next is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Obviously, yeah, I mean, it's more of the Ezio trilogy, because this is the third one. Assassin's Creed Revelations, absolutely love those three games. The next one is Assassin's Creed 3, and it is the last Assassin's Creed game that I have on Xbox 360. This one was a bit of a disappointment, if I'm honest. I expected a lot more from it, considering it was set, in the US of A. But it's okay. It's okay. Next up, Batman Arkham Asylum. Now, to me, this is one of the best Batman games ever. I've not played them all, but Arkham Asylum, although it was a little bit short, I think, it was a really, really good, fun game. Arkham City is next, and it's not as good as Arkham Asylum. I think this could have done better. It's still a goodish game, I enjoyed it, but I do think Arkham Asylum is the better one. Borderlands is next, and I love Borderlands, and this one even has that extra disc, the Game of the Year one that you get on Xbox 360, but I cannot remember why I have it in this box, because that's the original release box, but I do love Borderlands. Next up is Borderlands 2. It just kind of goes off that one. It's more of the same, but better, I guess. Handsome Jack as a villain. Awesome. But yeah, Borderlands, I absolutely love the franchise. I don't have the pre-sequel at the moment. I've not managed to get hold of that. Although I have played it, I don't have it for Xbox 360. Let's go through some of these Call of Duty games, get them out of the way. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, really, really good game. One of the better ones, in my opinion. Probably the best one is Modern Warfare 2. I really, really like this era of Call of Duty, as you'll probably see in the games that I'm showing now. I'm not really into Call of Duty in the modern day. I've been out of touch with it for a good 15 years or so now. So I do love, the original 3 Modern Warfares. I think they're really good. Really, really good. I know things change and you've got to evolve and change with the times and all that, but no, I'm okay loving things like World at War. This is not as good as the Modern Warfare trilogy, but yeah, still a good one. And the last Call of Duty game I have is Black Ops, and I love Black Ops. I think it's a really, really great game. Not quite on the level of Modern Warfare 2, but yeah, I do love those old Call of Duty games. Next up is Dead Rising. Now, fun fact with this one, I didn't like Dead Rising when it first came out. I revisited it years later and absolutely loved it. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But fun fact with this one, it doesn't work on Xbox Series X. Yep, doesn't work. Got to play it on 360. Next up, a bit more light-heartedness. We've had all the violence of Borderlands and Batman and Call of Duty, and now we've got F1 Race Stars. I am a sucker for, colourful karting games. I do love karting games. And F1 Race Stars, I'm not a fan of F1, but generally, this game was really, really good fun. More fun than I expected it to be. Next up, we have Fable 2, and I like Fable. Yes, I know the promises that Peter Molyneux made about Fable were over-exaggerated and were never going to come to fruition. But Fable 2 is a really, really good game. Really good. And I think I may be of the opinion that Fable 3 is better. And that's just me. I know many people think that Fable 3 isn't as good as Fable 2 or the original Fable, but I like Fable 3. I don't know what it was. I spent much more time in Fable 3 than I did in Fable 2. Next up, we have some Fallout. We have Fallout 3, and I adore Fallout 3. Okay, I got this when it first came out in 2008, and oh boy, I'd never played a Fallout game up until that point. Obviously now I've played pretty much all of them, but I loved Fallout 3. It was something different, for me at least. But my favourite Fallout game is New Vegas. And I love New Vegas. And I am so excited that the next series of Fallout on Amazon is going to be set in New Vegas. Like, I love... For me, when I played New Vegas, I didn't really know much about the original developers of Fallout. But now, as I've learned more about the series and know that that was kind of put together by some of the original creators of Fallout, you can see the difference between Fallout New Vegas and Fallout 3. Final Fantasy next. And I only have this one. Final Fantasy 13. Now, this is a really, really weird one because I don't know why my case is pure white. Because I know a lot of the cases for Final Fantasy 13 had lightning on the front and they weren't just white with the logo on. Very strange. When this first came out, I was really disappointed by it. I recently played it again a good couple of months ago on PS3 and it was better than I remember, but it's still probably the worst mainline Final Fantasy. Next one is Homefront. I haven't played this. I got this because I got it for like £1. And I just got it for collecting purposes. I probably have no intention of playing that. I don't know. I probably never will. I've got many more things to play. Next one is not one I'm really proud to own, but I think it's more of a collector's thing. And that is London 2012. And it's basically because we had the Olympics here in London in 2012, and I thought this would be like a keepsake thing. I have played it. It was okay. It's an Olympic sporting game. You know, what do you expect from it? Next up is a game which I absolutely loved when I played it. Lost Odyssey. This absolutely blew my mind away. And I feel like this was more of a Final Fantasy than Final Fantasy 13 was. Lost Odyssey, well, it even says there, from the creator of Final Fantasy. I mean, it's a very bold statement to make, but it is absolutely fantastic. The Xbox 360 was missing a lot of JRPGs, you know, that they just didn't really come to the console. And back in that kind of decade, I was starting to become more and more interested in JRPGs, so that, absolutely fantastic. Next is Prey, and this is the original Prey, the one with the Native American, whatever they're called. I sound really terrible saying that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. And aliens, and obviously, if you've played this game, you know what it's about, and it's just weird, but it is absolutely amazing. And I was absolutely over the moon when they announced Prey 2, but then it got cancelled, and we ended up with that other Prey reboot thing, which isn't as good as that. Next, I have Rage, and after that I have Rage. Yes, I own 2 copies of Rage because I accidentally bought another copy when I forgot that I actually owned one already. Rage, I think, got not hate, but it didn't get as much like and love as some of, you know, the other id games like Doom. But I actually liked Rage. I thought it was really, really good. Next up is Oblivion. I love the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It is fantastic. But this is just like Dead Rising. When I first played it, I didn't particularly like it. It was only after I decided to get Skyrim that I would go back and try Oblivion, and I loved Oblivion after that. I don't know what it was. I really don't know what it was that I didn't like, but I just feel that Cyrodiil was cool, awesome. Anyway, next up is a game which I'm pretty sure many of you may not have heard of, and that's Venetica. I think it's not a rare game, not hard to get hold of per se, but I don't know why this holds a little bit of value. It's very strange because it's not a very good game at all. You play as this lady in Venice, and it's, well, it doesn't look fantastic, but it's okay. I actually got every achievement on that, believe it or not. Next up is Watch Dogs. And this is one of those that when it first got shown, it looked really, really awesome, but it released and it looked terrible. Well, not terrible, but it looked much worse than it did. But I really, really enjoy Watch Dogs. I think it's brilliant. I think Watch Dogs is better than Watch Dogs 2 and Watch Dogs Legion. The last Xbox 360, or proper native Xbox 360 game I have is World Series of Poker Tournament of Champions 2007 edition. When I was younger, I used to be really into poker. I don't even play it anymore. I can't stand it. But I enjoyed that when I played it. Next, we'll go through the Kinect games I have, and I don't have too many of these, so don't worry about it. First up is Carnival Games in Action. It's a Kinect game, it's okay. Kinect Adventures, this is absolutely worthless. You know, it's good fun to play when, you know, you've got people around, family, friends, whatever. Yeah, you've had a bit of a drink, you want a bit of fun. You used to whack the old Kinect out and play things like this, Kinect Sports, or Kinect Sports Season 2. Yeah, this one was a bit weird, especially here in the UK, because they had American football, and a lot of people in the UK are really against American football. Yeah, you've got the diehard fans out there in the UK, and you've got the proper long-term fans like myself. If you don't know, I am a supporter of the Las Vegas Raiders, and have been since they were in Oakland many years ago. Next up, we have Kinect, Nike Kinect Training, whatever, I don't know. I think it was my wife's, and the same with this one. Zumba Fitness joined the party. That was my wife's as well. I'm not going to dance around with all bloody Zumba stuff. Anyway, let's move on to Xbox One and Xbox Series X. First up, we have BioShock, the collection. I adore BioShock. Like, those 3 games are absolutely fantastic. And I would actually like to see BioShock 4 come out one day, but whether it will or not, I don't know. Dishonored is fantastic. Literally, this game is just fantastic. It was what I needed at the time when it came out, the original Dishonored, that is, not the definitive edition. I used to have Dishonored on Xbox 360, but as you can see, a lot of the games I have on Xbox 360 are sold many years ago, and I've only just started recollecting them in the last couple of months. Next up, Dying Light. Dying Light is fantastic. It is the spiritual successor to the original Dead Island, Techland. Really, really good game. Absolutely love Dying Light. Fallout 4 is next. And this one, I love Fallout 4. It's not as good as 3 or New Vegas, but I think Fallout 4 as a game is a lot of fun. Next up is a game that's still sealed for Xbox Series X, and that is Judgment. I have played Judgment on PS5, and I will get around to unsealing this and playing it one day. I just don't know when. But Judgment is a really, really good game. I love the Yakuza Like a Dragon series, which is why I do have Judgment. My Time at Portia is next, and this is a really, really good game. It's a little bit like Stardew Valley, but in 3D. You play as this dude, or this... No, not that girl. You play as him as a man or woman and dress him up and change him or whatever you want to customize your character as. And you run this workshop and you help people around Portia and do all kinds of stuff. Next up is Overcooked All You Can Eat. And I love Overcooked. I think Overcooked is a really, really good fun party game. And we play this. In fact, I've got this on many different consoles. And I've done everything on many different consoles because I love it, my wife loves it, my son loves it. So we kind of play it together. Next is another sealed game, Rage 2. I have played Rage 2 on PS4, so I will get round to this one day. I don't think it's quite as good as the original Rage, but it's good fun at least. It's good fun. Next up is Rare Replay. I am a massive fan of 80s, 90s, and 2000s games, like old school games. Things like Banjo-Kazooie, Perfect Dark, all that kind of stuff. Battletoads. So when they made that many, many years ago, it was absolutely fantastic to get all those old games. Unfortunately, that version does not have GoldenEye 64 on, only the digital version does. But never mind. Resident Evil 2 is next, and this is a fantastic remake. I cannot praise this enough for being one hell of a good remake. Resident Evil 7 is up next, and I love Resident Evil 7. When it first got shown, I was a bit skeptical about it because, it was in first person. I thought, no, maybe not. But then I played it, and I was blown away. Brilliant. Next up is Scarlet Nexus. I'd already played this previously on PS5, and I rebought it real cheap on Xbox and played it again, and yeah, it holds up. I think it's good fun. It's not everyone's cup of tea, and I know it could have been fleshed out a little bit more than what it was, but I liked it. Next is Shenmue 1 and 2, and I suppose this goes kind of hand in hand with the original Shenmue, so it was good to see a re-release of Shenmue. Absolutely love it. Completed that twice. Got the Platinum on PS4 for 1 and 2, and I've also got every achievement on 1 and 2 on that one. Sonic Origins Plus. This really bothers me. Great game. I love the original Sonic, but look, why can Microsoft never keep things consistent? It's original Sonic anyway. What do you expect? It's really, really good. Sparklight is next. I got the Platinum on this on PS5, so I rebought it on Xbox. Really, really good fun. I mean, let me quickly show you the back of it. You can kind of see what kind of game it is. You know, it's that style. Really, really love it. It's fun, and that's what counts with a game. It's fun. Evil Within. I haven't actually played this. I've played The Evil Within itself on PS4 and The Evil Within 2, and they're really, really good games. I bought it with all the best intentions to replay it again on Xbox, and I haven't got around to it. But it is from Shinji Mikami, obviously the creator of Resident Evil, and because I love Resident Evil games, I love The Evil Within. Really, really good game. Next up is Watch Dogs. And yeah, I know I got Watch Dogs there on 360. This does kind of look better, but I said earlier, I really, really love Watch Dogs. I think it is the better of all the Watch Dogs games. I think Aiden Pearce, although he's a moody, kind of dark, whingy, groany sort of person, I think he's the better protagonist of any Watch Dogs game. And the last one is Yakuza Like a Dragon. This one, I mean, I love Yakuza. If you've seen any of my other videos on collecting, anything like that, you'll know that I love Yakuza Like a Dragon and all of them. Like, just, they're really, really good games, really good fun. I'm a massive fan of the area of Kamurocho. I went to Tokyo. I've only been to Tokyo once, and that was back in 2006. And I fell in love with Japan at that point. So I just love things like a Dragon. Anyway, that is, it seems quite small actually, that is my entire collection of Xbox games. I will be collecting more over the coming months, probably mainly for Xbox 360, but we'll see what I do. I'll probably do a video in another couple of months' time, maybe giving you an update, but if you fancy it, I've got some other videos somewhere on the screen now about my other collections that I have. Maybe check them out and I'll do updates on them at some point as well. But until the next video, guys, thank you very much for watching.